everyone, and welcome to the play log. My name is Critter, and we're going to be going through Donkey Kong Country for this playthrough. And this game is actually pretty special to me because it's one of the first, if not the first games that I ever played. And I'm not exactly sure which one it was that was actually the first. It's either this or Super Mario World. Either way, this game holds a lot of memories to me, and yeah, so we're just gonna watch this intro. You can see Cranky Kong just threw an explosive barrel at Donkey Kong and blew him up. So yeah, as you can see right there, I had a completed file of 101%. So we're gonna go to a new file and start a single player game and go into the first world, Congo Jungle, in the first level. Jungle hijinks. Alright, we're booted out of the treehouse, killed a beaver known as a Naughty, and then we rescued our buddy Diddy Kong. So let's go over the controls a little bit. So first you hit right on the D-pad to go right, left to go left, hit down to crouch, push the Y button to roll, hit the B button to jump. And if you hold the Y button and then you hit the D-pad, DK goes into a running animation. And this is a move exclusive to DK, but he can do a hand slap. And if you use it in certain locations, it reveals bananas like that. So before we move forward, let's go back into his home to get a little bonus, and that was a red balloon that gives you 1 extra life. And now let's go in here to see the plot of our story. As you can see, Donkey Kong has had all of its bananas stolen, so we gotta go and get them back. And the Kremlings were the ones that stole his bananas. The Kremlings are a group of crocodile people that, yeah, they're generally up to no good. This guy right here, he's the lowest of the low. He's called a Critter, and he is my namesake. Yeah, that should give you a good indication of how much I love this series. Okay, so let's go along the rooftops. If I hadn't screwed up earlier, there would have been one up there. There's a second one, and there's a green one that gives you 2 lives. Alright, we're gonna kill that guy, and we're gonna show something off. This guy is called a Clump, and you can see that helmet on his head. It protects him from attacks on the head from Diddy Kong, but if I jump on his head with DK, it takes him out in 1 hit. Alternatively, you can just roll into him, and that would also wipe him out. So really, if you ever see a raised mount of dirt like that, you can just do a hand slap and it gives you bananas. This right here is a save barrel, a checkpoint barrel. Just hit that, and if you ever lose a life in the level, you can start over back from that location. And this is our first animal buddy, Rambi. As you can see, he's a big rhino that can burst through walls and find hidden secrets. And that was a bonus room, and it's really an emphasis on bonus. And as you can see, that's where we entered, and we can't go back in. Alright, let's go into the next one. And as you can see, we have a whole bunch of barrels showing different animals on them. I got an ostrich last time, so let's go with the guy we're riding on right now, Rambi. There we go. And then, yeah, DK's just showing off, showing that, you know, he got the bonus, the goodies. Alright, and then you can see the level just got darker right at the exit. And it actually carries on over to the next level. And I wanted to show something before I go to the next level. If you look at the end of the name, there's an exclamation point. That means I found all of the secrets in that level. So with that out of the way, we're going to go to the next level. And I know I showed this off with Clump already, but I want to show off that there are multiple enemies that Diddy Kong cannot jump on and kill in one hit. Sometimes DK is the only one that can take him out in one hit. And then there are some enemies where Diddy can't, hurt him at all unless he's got a barrel with them. Like that. But let's just show this. There we go. See, some enemies can still be killed by Diddy Kong even if you can't fully kill them in the first go. I don't know if I'll be able to show this off, but every now and then when you find a mound of dirt, those banana locations, a random life will just pop out of it. It won't even be a banana. Let's see if I can make that happen. Let's see. Okay. Well, we're going to go down here, go into the bonus room. And really all you have to do is find the bonus rooms. You don't have to 100% complete them. You just have to get through to the end. Not even sure if that fully applies. I think you just have to find it. Alright. So this game was really what kick-started my love for video games. And yeah, the music, I didn't really know what graphics were at the time, but I just fell in love with everything about this game. And the reason I taken my time jumping is because I wanted to show off these bee enemies. They're called Zingers, and you can't jump on them. The only way to kill them is to throw a barrel at them. So that's why they're generally placed over pits. Okay, so we just gotta keep an eye on where the balloon lands. And I lost track. It's either this or that one. But I want to say it's this one. Shoot. Oh well. At least it still counts towards the completion. Gotta love that YouTube curse. And now the storm is over. But DK can't really jump up that, so we're gonna switch to Diddy Kong and finish as him. Alright, so now let's go visit Old Man Cranky, and his gimmick is he doesn't really care about this game. Fun fact, he's actually the original Donkey Kong. The DK over here is his grandson. And Cranky Kong was the Donkey Kong that went against Mario in the original arcade game. But yeah, age has finally caught up to him. Well, that really does say something about Mario's age now, doesn't it? Okay, so if you get tired of looking at his hints, you can just press the B button to go straight to the actual hints. So in Jungle Hijinks, there's the treetops with extra lives, and there's an enemy in the game that you can't roll into, so you have to jump on him. And now let's go to the next level. Reptile Rumble. And now we come across our snake enemies, Slippas. Not Slippy, Slippa. Okay. Find another secret. There's something just immediately satisfying about finding the bonus rooms. Just the sound effect that they use, it lets you know that you found something pretty neat, pretty well, maybe not well hidden, but exciting, I guess would be the word to use. And some of these are like strictly bonus rooms because, as you saw with that last room over there, it was just me going through an automatic set of barrel cannons. And I was just collecting bananas. There wasn't really any challenge to that. Okay. Another thing to point out about this game is it was one of the first games to really, push 3D graphics in a sort of way, but the way they use it is they would use pre-rendered 3D graphics and make them into sprite forms, and yeah, it just gave it a really unique aesthetic to it, a unique look to it that, if you ask me, it still kind of holds up to this day. And there we go, we just got an extra life. Okay, now let's keep on moving forward, and we're at the end of the level. As you can see, we're in a new part of the map now, because this is the end of the cave system, and this was the beginning of it. They both start the same way though, no matter which end you go into. Alright, and now we're in the level Aquatic Ambience. And this is our first water level of the game, and it's not a... the water levels in this game, to me, aren't really bad at all. Mostly because of the fact that this stage has one of the most recognizable tracks of Donkey Kong Country. It's called Aquatic Ambience, and much of this soundtrack was built with, ambience in mind. Man, there's also a bit of a jazzy swing to it as well in the jungle levels. Okay, now before I move forward, I'm going to see if I can make DK do a glitch, because if you notice, he turns a little blue while I'm getting on to Unguard, our second animal buddy over here. So let's see if I can recreate it. There we go. Managed to get it. And now you can see how DK, his color palette has shifted to match Unguard's. And yeah, that's kind of a weird thing to see. Kind of like a cosmic horror, Well, not really, but I just like playing things up a little bit. Alright, let's continue with the level. And these guys over here are called bite sizes. This guy over here is called a Chomp Jr. And just gonna go down. And that octopus enemy that we came across earlier as well, they're called Croctopus. Croctopi? Croctopuses. Not quite sure what the plural is over there. Alright, so now I got a second animal token. If I get 3 of those, I'll be able to enter a bonus room that features said animal buddy. So we're gonna move on a little bit. That guy down there is called a Clam Bow. He shoots pearls out in the hopes of trying to hit you with them. And let's get out of here now. Okay, and this guy right over here, his name is Funky Kong, and you probably recognize him from the recent Nintendo Switch port of Tropical Freeze, but in this game, he's responsible for getting you between the worlds. But since we haven't beaten the first boss yet, we're only stuck to this one world. But let's say you want to backtrack and get more lives, then you can always go back to the first world and just pick a level, start farming lives there, and then when you're done, go back to Funky, get back into play, and then move on to the next level. So there are actually 2 ways to finish this level, but I'm going to finish this the normal way first so that I can find all of the collectibles. Then we don't have to worry about it. And this song over here is called the DK Island Swing. And this basically became DK's main theme. And going there for a hidden level. So the point of this bonus room is to time the barrels right so that you launch into the next one. But if you rapidly press the button, you can just cheese your way through it. Like so. Okay. So now we're at the halfway mark. If you push down on the D-pad and let go of the Y button, you'll just drop the barrel like normal. You won't throw it. Okay. There we go. That bonus room is done. And we're going to kill these guys. Get our N. And now we're going to get to the hardest part of this level. So yeah, the gimmick of this whole level was going across large chasms in barrel cannons. And now they're ramping up the difficulty by adding Zingers into the mix. So now we gotta worry about them as well as the moving barrels. And now let's get this right. Jump on this guy to get to the top of the trees. Grab our G letter, kill this guy, and we're out of here. Okay. Now before we move on to the next boss, we're going to save here. And this is Candy Kong, and this is basically Donkey Kong's girlfriend. And she's responsible for saving your game. Alright, and now let's move on to the boss. Very naughty. And he is a giant beaver. All you gotta do is jump on his head 5 times. He's really not much of a threat at all. And I screwed that up. Gotta love it when you say he's not a threat and then you suddenly screw up right in front of the camera. But you know what? That makes videos a little bit more interesting. And with that, we move on to Monkey Mines. So, gonna head back here and save. And then I'll show off Funky Kong so that we can actually move on to the next level. Actually, you know what? Since I'm playing on the SNES Classic, we're just going to go in here, go to the next level. And with that, we're done with this first part of our adventure through Donkey Kong Country. I hope to see you again on the next playthrough. See you then.